Alright, so I just received some new paddles and I thought I would do a little video just to show you what I'm using. So here they are, brand new paddles. Pretty happy about it. That's a lot of Werner paddles. So I'm gonna start from left all the way to right. On the left we have my old double diamond. Those two double diamonds are pretty much my go-to paddle. This one is 194 30-degree angle. This one's slightly longer, 197 30-degree angle, small shaft. Um, so why do you use a small shaft? Because I don't need to use a big shaft. I've got nothing to prove, and I find the small shaft way more comfortable, easier to hold on to, and my forearms don't get as lactic as fast. So basically makes paddling easier. I really like it. So all those paddles are 30-degree angles, small shaft, just because I like 30-degree. I know people recommend a higher angle. I used to have 90-degree when I was slalom paddling when I started, and then went back to 60 for a few years and 45, and now I'm pretty happy with 30. I like it, it's simple. I wouldn't want lower than that because then your forward stroke gets a little bit ugly if you don't have at least 30-degree. So if you get a flat angle or 15, it's just really hard to have a good forward stroke. So yeah, go-to paddle is the double diamond, those two. And then I have an Odachi, which I mostly use for racing or sometimes big water if I feel like it. The blades are pretty big, so unlike this one, it's not 97, it's 94. Otherwise, I can't pull it. Then we have a Sherpa that's also 194. I like it because it's simple, kind of soft, but really easy to use, and I just like it. I think I'm gonna use that one for waterfalls, because it's not as hard as the full carbon one and not as hard on your shoulders if you take hits. Then I have a breakdown that I put in my kayak. I chose a 2-piece so I can keep the small shaft, and then I have the Strike, which is the new Werner paddle. If you look at it, it's pretty much like a mix between the Sherpa here and the Odachi. Like the blade has that like forward bend. Um, Tried it for the first time yesterday. It's interesting. Um, it's it's a little bit weird mix. Not quite used to it, but yeah, I like it. It's like kind of has the softness of the Sherpa and a little bit more grip with the Odachi, which I find it's an interesting in between. I usually I paddle all straight shaft. Um, the reason why I paddle straight shaft is because I used to have bend shaft for quite a few years while paddling slalom, and I went back to straight shaft in I think 2012. Uh, and I like it because I know my blade is right, or where my hand is not a little bit forward, so I find it easier to do draws and pretty much anything, just because um, I know that my blade is in the direct continuity of my hand. Um, really like small shaft. I recommend it, especially for people that are starting the sport and that are beginners. But if you have some elbow problems or wrist problems with a straight shaft, you should definitely get a bend shaft. I know that a lot of people like bend shaft because it's not as hard on their wrist and tennis elbow, so they avoid tendinitis that way. And that's pretty much the whole setup. So hope that helps. And yeah, that's a lot of paddles. I'm not gonna use all of them on the same trip. It's just they happen to be at Rush's place. So Rush Thanks for being my personal storage unit this spring after not making it to the US, and yeah, bye. Ooh, how do I stop this?